Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to be talking about why you should count macros to hit your health and fitness goals. There are a lot of benefits mentally as well as physically. Today we're going to talk about the physical benefits of counting macros. This is my clients' probably their favorite topic when I first start working with a client and we discuss macros, it really starts to click how this could work forever and how the way that I coach and my workout programs are different than anything else that they have tried. It really starts to make sense. And it's one of the things that I get the most feedback on. They're like, oh, I understand now. I get it. So I'm really excited to teach you a little bit about macros today and expand on this topic with you. So before we get into the 3 reasons why you should really count macros, we need to understand a little bit more about macros. And to understand a little bit more about macros, we need to understand a little bit more about calories and think about them a little bit differently. So macros are not a fad diet. It's not a diet at all, actually. It's not something that was man-made to sell you a supplement or make money off of you. Macros are the breakdown of calories. So if you think of calories, think of 1 calorie as 1 unit of energy for your body. Your body needs energy to do every single thing that you do in a day. So we need quite a bit of energy, let's be honest. If you start to think of calories as energy, they all of a sudden become something that are important and that you need. We need calories. That alone causes you to think about this in a completely different way. And yes, that takes some time. But once you start to adopt that mindset of, I need calories, calories are good for me, this becomes a completely different ballgame. So think of calories as energy, and the breakdown of calories are macros. You can break down calories into macros, and those are macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats. It's literally what makes up the calories that fuel our body. Each of our bodies requires a different amount of fuel. Your body, your lifestyle, your height, your weight, your age, the amount that you stand, walk around, and function in a day is completely different than mine. So your body needs a different amount of macros than mine. This leads me to number 1 reason why I absolutely love macros. They are tailored to you. They are absolutely all about you. It's a personal amount. And how good does that sound? Once you start hitting your macros, it works forever because this is the way that your body needs to be fueled. Your fitness will not improve unless you're feeding your body the right amount. A lot of women have come to me and wondered why they can't keep enough energy throughout the day. They've cut carbs, they're losing weight, but they crave carbs. They don't have enough energy to get through the day. And that's because you're not feeding your body enough calories. Just because someone is losing weight doesn't mean that it's being done the right way or that they are healthy. If you desire overall health, you need to be counting macros because it really boils down to fueling your body to get through the day. You need to be eating enough calories daily, or you will be in a state of catabolism. Catabolism is essentially the fact that you will always be breaking down muscle and never building it back up. Your body has to use something to burn as energy, and you don't want it to be burning your muscle as energy. When you're losing weight, you want to be losing fat. You don't want to be losing muscle. If you are in a state of catabolism, you won't have the body shape that you want, even if you reach your goal weight. That's just one of the downfalls of not eating enough to lose weight. You can reach your goal weight, but if all you've lost is muscle and water weight, and you're still holding on to fat, you won't look the way that you dreamt you would when you reach that goal weight. So macros are so important because they're personalized to you. They're also amazing because you can alter your macros to hit your goals. If your goal is fat loss, you change up your macros for fat loss. If your goals are to gain muscle, you change up your macros to be able to gain muscle. So let me dive into that a little bit more and first help you understand how you gain fat in the first place. Your body's fat storage is unlimited. So when you eat too much, your body breaks it down and turns it into fat. When you eat too much protein, too many carbs, it's broken down and stored as fat. And since your body has unlimited fat storage, that can cause your weight to go up and up and up endlessly because it's storing fat for fuel. It can't get rid of it. It has to store it somewhere. So how macros can help you burn fat is if you eat too little of calories, your body stores excess fat because it feels deprived and it thinks you need to store it to use it for energy for later on. So if you eat balanced meals during the day and you hit your macros, your body starts to understand, oh, she's going to start feeding me the right amount of fuel. I don't need to store this body fat anymore for energy for later. And your body starts to let go of fat because it no longer needs to store it because you are feeding it enough. This is so awesome for my ladies to realize when they finally see it in that sense. Like, oh, if I start eating enough, my body doesn't have to store fat. So it will let go of the fat so I can eat more. And in turn, my body trusts me and it will let go of fat. Mind blowing and absolutely amazing at the same time. On sort of a flip side, hitting macros can help you gain muscle. So having muscle on your body not only helps you to build the body you want and look amazing, it helps you to be able to burn more calories throughout the day. Your body literally has to work harder to maintain the muscle that's on your body. Therefore, it uses energy for fuel throughout the day. Macros can help you build more muscle by eating more protein. Protein is the building blocks of muscle. Carbs are fuel for muscles. And so hitting those numbers can help you with building muscle and recovery. And like I said, as you have that muscle on your body has to work harder throughout the day to maintain you having that muscle on your body. Therefore, you'll be burning calories all day long without doing anything. So essentially, having a badass body can help you to just burn calories throughout the day, in turn, allowing you to eat more. So your body starts to trust you. It starts to understand that you are essentially being healthier. And by having this body with muscle on it that you are feeding correctly, it really starts to work as a unit like it's supposed to. It's getting the nutrients that it needs. You have muscle on your body. You get to eat more. You're burning calories simultaneously. And it becomes this effortless cycle, this effortless body that you have built now is essentially running itself. And that is number one tip, but that is also, number one reason I should say, that's also the coolest thing to me and the biggest reason why I love macros. My number two reason on why you should count macros is because they are good for overall health. Kind of like I was just explaining, but in a little bit more detail. People often think you need to go to extremes to get the results that you want. You have to start juicing, you have to cut out carbs, you have to take all the vitamins and all of the supplements, and that's just not true. You just need to fuel your body properly and it will respond because you're giving it exactly what it needs. I mean, honestly, when is the last time you did that? Or when is the last time that was even your focus? Instead of thinking I need to cut calories, cut carbs, to lose weight, when is the last time you thought, what does my body actually need to thrive and to have energy and to function properly? It's probably been a while since you've looked at your journey in that kind of a light. So macro counting is a great, simple place to start with that mindset. Healthy weight and lessening the risk of chronic disease are also they go hand in hand with hitting your macros because your body will be overall healthy. Even if you were to go keto or vegan, or if you have a list of foods that you can eat or can't eat, or if you're eating only clean foods or organic, you can still eat too much of those things and not be healthy or at a healthy weight. You can still eat too many quote unquote healthy foods. And if it's too many calories, your body's still going to have to break that down and store it as fat. So you can still be overweight, not healthy, and not hitting your overall macros. If you're just eating clean or organic, but you're not hitting your protein goals, your body is lacking in that macro. It won't help you to keep your lean muscle. You'll have to break down muscle to lose weight. And it's just not optimal health. So when you think about really fueling your body for overall health and function and stability, counting macros is absolutely crucial for that as well. My number 3 reason for counting macros is it honestly makes you a happier person. I might sound kind of silly, but it's true. Besides feeling great and having your body be satiated, not starving because you're feeding your body what it needs, and now your body starts to run as a well-oiled machine, counting macros will also help you to not look at food as good or bad. It allows you to see food for exactly what it is. The breakdown of calories, proteins, fats, and carbs, especially when you start to track macros on MyFitnessPal or whatever other app you might use to track your macros. When you enter a certain food on that app, it breaks it down and shows you the breakdown of how many calories that food is, how many proteins, how many carbs, how many fat grams there are per serving in that particular food. You might look at a food that you thought was quote unquote bad, or, highly processed or sugar or something that you've had to cut out in a previous diet. Now you can look at that food and say, okay, it's mostly carbs, but there's some protein, there's some fat. It's not so bad. You log another food, you look at it the same way, and maybe it's even eye-opening and you think, well, it wasn't really as bad as I thought. My body needs carbs. My body needs protein. So these foods all of a sudden they're not good and bad anymore. They're just a breakdown of fuel for you to hit your macros that day. Once you start logging foods, once you know your macros and you understand them a little bit better and you start to look at foods as a breakdown of your macros, you start to understand that you can eat a certain amount of pretty much any food that you want in moderation. That moderation is up to you. You get to choose the foods that you eat and you get to see where they fit into your goals. It all of a sudden helps you to have control over what you're doing. It allows you to have the foods you love. You can have the snacks. You don't have any more food guilt. You'll be able to go out to eat and go to parties and not stress about the food. You also begin to see it in a completely different light. And that control piece is something that can't really be described. I can't really describe that to you in words in this episode. But it's an indescribable feeling when you feel it, when you start to understand that you can choose the foods that hit your macros. You don't have to fear food anymore. You are in control and your body starts to work and you start to really see that click. That's something that I just can't describe. It's the best feeling when my clients start to see that for themselves, and it's really, really life-changing. So these are the 3 reasons that I would love for you to start counting macros, that I really think that macros are overall the best way to do this and make it a lifestyle. So my number 1 reason was that it's tailored to you and your goals. Macros are something that are tailored to you and your goals. They are personal. My number 2 reason was they are good for better health. Your overall health will improve when you count macros. And my number 3 reason was that it makes you a happier person. Besides the health benefits, it also has so many mental and emotional benefits that comes from just making you a happier person. I want to end with just kind of touching on my own personal journey in following macros. I talked in earlier episodes about how in the beginning of my journey, I ate clean and I restricted foods and I ate from a list and I had no vision of how that was going to work for me long term. I used to tell my clients, I would see myself being 60 years old and eating from a food list and just thinking that is not what I want to do. And I'll be honest as well and tell you that when I first started looking into macros, I didn't understand. And maybe this might really relate to you because when I'm eating clean and I think that is the way the only way to good health. And then you see people counting macros. The If It Fits Your Macros community was really big when I first started looking into this. And these people were eating cereal and cookies and all of the things that I thought were processed and bad for you. I did not understand. I could not understand how my way of eating clean wasn't right, but I couldn't see that lasting long term, and I didn't have the body that I wanted. So I knew something had to change, but counting macros seemed really out there for me. It wasn't until I was explained the reasons that I just highlighted to you, the overall health, the making it personal, the fact that my body needed the proteins, fats, and carbs, the muscle building, your body working effectively like a well-oiled machine. It wasn't until I heard those things in that kind of a light that really made me understand macros. So that's why I led with these 3 reasons. There are so many other reasons and more details and how to hit your macros and exactly what proteins, fats, and carbs do for your body that we will get into. But you can know literally what a macro is and the breakdown of it and how to hit those goals. But if you don't understand the longevity of it and what it does for your body, it won't matter. And I know that because that was me. I tried to count macros probably 3 different times over probably 3 years, and it just didn't work because I didn't understand the overall piece of it. And so I really want you to understand that part and realize that it's more than just hitting your proteins, fats, and carbs just to say that you hit them. It's the way that you're fueling your body, and it's a mindset, and it's that no more looking at food as good and bad. And it's the fact that it's personalized to you so that once you figure out your macros, and they change when you gain or lose weight and gain and lose muscle, but overall, they're very, very simple, and it gives you that control. That's the piece that I really, really want you to take away from this episode. Making it work for you is ultimately what this journey is all about. So I really hope that this was so helpful, and I hope you can hear my passion about this topic because it really is a big passion of mine. I know that it will absolutely change your life. And so I really would love it if you know someone who is a chronic dieter who is in that yo-yo dieting phase and they just don't understand why things aren't working for them. If that's you, awesome. But if you know someone who could benefit from this episode, I would love it if you were to take a screenshot, share it with them, and tag me. It would mean the absolute world for you to help me get this message out there and to really help women understand how they can fuel their body better. And not only that, but have a better life because of it. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.